Imagine you're a child with a dream so vivid that it shapes your entire being. But what if the world you were born into wasn't ready for that dream? What if every step you took was met with doubt, judgment, and exclusion simply because of who you are? This is the story of Tiger Woods, a name synonymous with greatness, yet his journey is more than a tale of golf. It's a testament to resilience in the face of racism. Today, on Whispered Stories Worlds, we delve into his extraordinary life, uncovering the trials that tested his spirit and the victories that silenced his doubters. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Join our community, where we tell stories that matter, stories that inspire, and stories that challenge us to think differently. Are you ready? Let's get started. It's 1978, Cypress, California. A 3-year-old boy stands in his backyard, gripping a golf club almost his size. His father, Earl Woods, watches closely, amazed by the natural talent of his son, Eldrick Tiger Woods. Earl was no ordinary father. A Vietnam War veteran, he believed in discipline, perseverance, and the power of dreams. From day one, Earl told Tiger, "You'll change the world through golf," and Tiger believed him. But as Tiger grew older, the world began to show its ugly side. By the age of 6, Tiger had already encountered racial slurs on the golf course. One day, during a junior tournament, a competitor's parent whispered, "What's he doing here?" The words were sharp, cutting deeper than any swing Tiger could deliver. Can you imagine hearing that as a child? To be judged not for your skill, but for your skin? Still, Tiger pressed on, but the more success he achieved, the more resistance he faced. In the 1980s, golf was a sport dominated by exclusivity. Many country clubs explicitly excluded people of color. It wasn't just a game, it was a symbol of privilege and segregation. Tiger's father shielded him as much as he could, but the young prodigy understood the weight of these moments. He later recalled, "My dad taught me to play golf, but he also taught me how to endure." Fast forward to 1996. The world meets a 20-year-old Tiger Woods, a phenomenon stepping into the professional golf world with unmatched talent. His debut was nothing short of electric. His charisma, skill, and confidence were undeniable. But for many, Tiger represented something they weren't ready to accept: change. From the very first swing as a pro, Tiger not only competed, but dominated. And with that domination came scrutiny. Whispers turned into murmurs, murmurs into outright comments. At a major tournament, in his rookie year, a fan in the gallery muttered, "He doesn't belong here." Tiger heard it, but he didn't flinch. His focus was razor sharp, his eyes locked on the game. But it wasn't just the fans. Racism followed Tiger behind closed doors too. One infamous incident occurred during a dinner with other golfers. As stories flowed, one golfer made an offensive joke about serving fried chicken if Tiger joined for dinner. The room laughed except Tiger. How would you react in that moment? Would you laugh it off, confront the offender, or would you stay silent, knowing the spotlight was already on you? Tiger didn't respond, not in words at least. He responded with his game, winning tournament after tournament. But beneath his stoic exterior, the weight of these moments lingered. How could they not? Tiger later reflected on the isolation he felt. He said, "I've always been taught to let my clubs do the talking. But sometimes, silence speaks louder." This begs the question, should silence be the answer to racism, or is there power in calling it out? What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Success is often celebrated as the ultimate victory over adversity. But for Tiger Woods, success didn't shield him from prejudice, it magnified it. As his career soared, the challenges only grew. On the outside, Tiger was untouchable. He was breaking records, earning millions, and becoming a global icon. But on the inside, the weight of being the face of change in an unwelcoming world began to take its toll. There's a term psychologists use, hypervisibility. It describes the pressure of being seen as a symbol rather than a person. For Tiger, this meant being scrutinized for everything: his wins, his losses, even his silence. During one tournament, a reporter asked Tiger, "How does it feel to represent people of color in a sport like golf?" Tiger replied, "I'm just a golfer. That's all I've ever wanted to be." But was that the full truth? Could he really just be a golfer when the world demanded he be so much more? Let's pause and reflect. Have you ever felt like people expected you to represent something bigger than yourself? If so, how did it affect you? Share your experience in the comments below. Your voice matters. As Tiger Woods continued to dominate the sport, something remarkable began to happen. His presence on the golf course was no longer just about winning trophies, it was about opening doors. Young players from all backgrounds started to see golf differently. They saw Tiger, a black and Asian athlete, succeeding in a world that had once excluded them. They saw possibility. Take, for example, Cameron Champ, one of the young golfers inspired by Tiger. Champ, who is biracial, has often spoken about how Tiger's success gave him the confidence to pursue golf. "If Tiger could do it," he once said, "why couldn't I?" But Tiger's influence wasn't just about representation, it was about transformation. Clubs that once resisted diversity began to change. Sponsors started to rethink their messaging. Conversations about inclusion became unavoidable. And yet, Tiger's legacy isn't just about breaking barriers. It's about showing the world that greatness can't be confined by prejudice. But let me ask you this: how many other potential Tigers might we have lost because they never got the chance? What can we do to ensure that doesn't happen again? Tiger Woods' journey is part of a larger story, one that connects to the experiences of countless individuals fighting for equality in their respective fields. Consider Serena Williams, breaking barriers in tennis, or Jackie Robinson, who paved the way in baseball. Each of their stories is different, but the common thread is resilience. Resilience isn't just about enduring hardship. It's about transforming pain into purpose. Tiger's resilience didn't just win him championships, it changed the sport of golf forever. And that brings us to you. What role do you play in this story? Are you a bystander, a participant, or a changemaker? Because make no mistake, racism isn't just a problem for those who experience it, it's a problem for all of us. So I ask you, how will you stand up against prejudice in your community? How will you create spaces where talent can thrive, no matter the person's background? The answers start with awareness, and they start with you. Tiger Woods' story is one of triumph, but it's also a reminder of the work still to be done. His journey shows us that breaking barriers is never easy, but it's always worth it. If this story resonated with you, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Whispered Stories Worlds. Join us as we continue to tell the stories that matter, stories that inspire change, spark empathy, and remind us of our shared humanity. And as you leave today, I challenge you to reflect on one question: what legacy will you leave behind? Will it be one of silence or one of action? The choice is yours.